But
it will never happen.
Last night you were saying it was all corrupt. You were saying the judges are corrupt. You were saying Fury prepared, and Sugar Hill prepared Tyson Fury for a fight that was going to absolutely happen, that was going to be a war. And he knew that Tyson Fury, and you can't deny this. And all I would say about that is, I will take my hat off and give massive respect to Francis Ngannou. Massive, massive respect. Hi guys, we want you to share our content. Simply like, subscribe or follow our channels on all social media outlets. The more people you tag, the more posts you make, the more chance you've got of winning. We're giving away 5 $50 prizes. Get boxing.
Yeah,
that's a fight that needs to be happening. So guys, His Excellency over there and Your Royal Highness get Francis Ngannou and of course John Jones into a fight outside the UFC, because I don't think Dana White's going to have it, but it'd be fantastic. But the other thing is, I think as well, when you look at the fight overall, when we get to the scorecards, I think we were talking about this, and I've said to you, he ain't going to win. Ngannou ain't going to win. I had that as a draw, and the only reason I had it as a draw is because of the knockdown. Because if it wasn't for the knockdown, it would never been a draw. You've got to remember, these judges are professional boxing judges. And when you've got people, they know an arse clown when they see one, right? They know a limited boxer when they see one. Not that Ngannou is an arse clown, but I'm talking about what KSI was doing the last week.
Right, I want to say something. I know I've said it time and time again. Right, there's no way those going to let Fury lose, knowing that he's got a mega fight coming up with Usyk for undisputed. How could they have Fury lose against a debutant and then go on to fight for the undisputed? But it'll never happen.
Last night you were saying it was all corrupt. You were saying the judges are corrupt. You were saying CompuBox were lying. You were saying, I mean, I had it all last night, guys. CompuBox were lying. There was some sort of government conspiracy. That's what I mean. He had too much Jack Daniels last night. If he can't handle his one, if he couldn't handle one, he's in real trouble. That's what it's last night. At the end of the day, the better fighter won. Francis Ngannou played a great hand. He really did. He really, really did. Did Tyson Fury underestimate it? Absolutely, he did. He didn't think he was going to behave that way. Tyson Fury prepared, and Sugar Hill prepared Tyson Fury for a fight that was going to absolutely happen, that was going to be a war. And he knew that Tyson Fury... And you can't deny this, Francis Ngannou looked $1 million. Agreed?
Yeah. But he always does. He always has done.
Hang on, but Francis Ngannou weighed the heaviest he had by at least 6-7 pounds than he ever has before. Agreed?
Yeah.
That was at the weigh-in, let alone what he did after. Now, he would have dried out a bit for the weigh-in because, of course, he's got to be standing there on the scales with the old muscles bulging a bit. Tyson Fury dried out as in he didn't have a beer. But, do you know what I mean? He stood on the scales trying to look a little bit better. So he probably weighed about 170, 175. 270, 275 for that fight. He probably did. Yeah, but Francis Ngannou from round 5, look at it back at it, folks, from round 5 was blowing out of his butt cheek. He was exhausted. And Tyson Fury, I also believe, probably got a little bit carried away thinking, I got this, I've got another 2 extra rounds. When he didn't, it was only 10 rounds, not the 12 he's been used to fighting.
But also, you've got to think to the build-up to the fight. What was Tyson saying? I'll smoke him on 25 pints, 30 pints. I'll still smoke him.
Yeah, but
no, you wouldn't.
But if the Francis Ngannou he had planned to fight had turned up, I believe he would have done that. Because he tried... You could see he was like, hang on, what is he doing? He's giving all these feints. Francis Ngannou is not reacting to Tyson Fury's face. He's standing there like
clever.
That.
He said, don't fall for that shit.
What a load of crap.
Listen, he's watched all his fights.
Yeah, and how many fights did Tyson Fury watch of Ngannou's as a boxer?
No, but as a fighter, because you can't.
And all this shit.
How can you say that? Knowing full well that he's not had a fight on camera, boxing.
Yeah, but no, and then I hear this next rap. Oh, I think he fights like Mike Tyson. What are you talking about, Willis? It was on TV last night. I can't remember.
It weren't me. I wouldn't say such bullshit like that.
What you talking about, Willis? I mean, that was it. There was no way he fights like Mike Tyson and Ngannou, right? Mike Tyson would have been in there like a bulldog, right?
Listen, if that had been Tyson and Mike Tyson, it'd have been destroyed within 3 rounds.
No.
Tyson Fury on his ass.
If
again.
that had been Tyson versus Mike Tyson, Tyson Fury versus Mike Tyson would have been on his ass. Because Tyson Fury would have prepared for the fighter Mike Tyson is. And
listen,
that's
Tyson
what
would
I'm
have come in low, chop to the body, devastating upper, like it always does with a big man.
Yeah. Let me tell you, that ain't gonna happen. That wouldn't happen.
Listen,
Tyson,
you just don't want to have it, do you?
I will have it. Listen, if I think that Tyson loses a fight, then I think that Tyson loses a fight. I thought Tyson lost against John McDermott many years ago, one of his first ever, I think it was his first pro fight. I think he lost that fight.
Tyson lost his last fight against Wilder.
No, he did not.
Yeah, I told you, the referee gave him a 20 count.
Oh, God, listen to all this. Tyson Fury reacts to what he hears. You can't blame the fighter for the referee is making a mistake. You can't.
On his payroll, probably.
Oh, yeah, here we go. So
give him a count of 6. I won't get back over there, Wilder.
Hang on.
Get back over there, Wilder. The other corner. The next corner.
Mr.
You're
Fury.
Tyson.
Mr. Fury, when you hand out litigation, right? Mr. Matthew Page or Max Page lives in Wickford, Essex. Don't come to me in Lincolnshire. I mean, listen, it's not corruption. There was nothing corrupt about that last night. Boxing judges are judging boxing fights. They're not judging, statues. They're not judging Flappy Birds like KSI. They're judging boxing matches. And in my opinion, it was very, very close. I thought Tyson edged it by what I did say. It would be very, very close. I would have accepted a draw there. I would have thought a draw was the fairer option, but you couldn't give Ngannou the win. He did not come forward enough. He stood there. Where was his aggressiveness? He wasn't. He was waiting for Tyson because he knew the minute he got aggressive, Tyson would give it. And then Francis Ngannou would have been waking up in the Riyadh hospital. Right? That's what would have happened. There would have been no two ways about it. He would have caught him. He started off. And the thing is, Fury was doing some nice combination. 1-2s, catching him. But Francis Ngannou didn't know what to do. He's going, I think I'll have to stay here.
Probably a couple 1-2s. That was about it. But
because they weren't working.
He was getting it back.
Yeah, but he didn't get it as much, did he? And because he marks up, that means he won the fight, right? No, wrong. He didn't do the better work. Francis Ngannou just didn't do the better work. And all I would say about that is, I will take my hat off and give massive respect to Francis Ngannou. massive, massive respect. But you see, no matter who Francis Ngannou faces next, yeah. So let's put him in a virtual fight because obviously now we'll talk about the Eddie Hearn bit, right?
Right.
Eddie Hearn then goes on to go, I don't know what I was watching. Nobody wants to see Fury versus Usyk. Eddie, listen, we know one another, Eddie. You know me. You say hello to me every time we see each other. You spend time with us. You give us your time. I know where you were born. You were born 200 yards from where our studio is. We're exactly the same age. We competed as youngsters. I know that you know that the world wants to see the Fury Usyk fight.
Well, according to Eddie, right, this is what Eddie says. He says nobody wants to see Fury Usyk. The world wants to see AJ and Fury.
Right, now let me tell you why that's nonsense. Right, the first reason is, Eddie, listen, you did say to us on air that maybe you all tell lies and there's one of yours. Let me tell you why that's nonsense. What does AJ have?
Well, wait a minute. I want to say, I've got something to say. This is quoted from Eddie Hearn last night. He says
on Matchroom's own channel as well.
Yes, it was. He says AJ knocks out Tyson Fury, he knocks out Wilder, and he also knocks out Ngannou, which probably Ngannou, who's a novice compared to the other two. And then he says the heavyweight division was turned on its head last night. Right.
Let me tell you why he says that. Because he doesn't make one penny by him Fury fighting Usyk. Not 1 cent. That's why he wants the AJ Fury fight, because he knows it's a multi-million pound fight.
Yeah, because he's star fighter AJ ain't topping the bill no more. He's an undercarder.
If you
is that lies? Is that true?
Well, that's if you get what you read, right? I mean, but that's why it's nonsense. Eddie's just saying that to push the Fury versus AJ fight, and there's only one reason, because you know what? I would love to see it. It would be the most pleasure of my boxing sort of commentary to do that right now. The best experience we'd ever had. purely because they're two great Brits clashing together, better than the Fury Usyk fight for me as a Brit. But as a boxing fan, I want to see Fury Usyk. I love AJ. I mean, I always defend him. You don't like him so much. You're not one of his biggest fans. I love AJ. I think he's great. I enjoy Eddie Hearn's company. I like Frank Warren's company. I think that they both have a lot to prove. But I do think if you put the two of them in the room, Frank Warren's word is a little bit more golden than Eddie Hearn's, I have to say. Especially when Eddie says something like this. Because the world does not want to see AJ as much as they want to see Usyk Tyson. And they don't.
Listen, that fight is going to make last night's fight look tiny.
Especially if it's done in Riyadh.
Yeah. Listen, they wouldn't have to have no other fight. That fight alone is absolutely massive. It's huge. And that will probably break a lot of pay-per-view records. You know what I mean?
I don't know if it'll break pay-per-view records. It might if you stick KSI and Logan Paul, Jake Paul, all the same thing. I think when you got that extra money coming in from that sort of thing. But I do think, I sit there and I look, and I sit there, you could even put a Conor McGregor, Manny Pacquiao on that and do some big numbers.
Yeah, well, there's talks of Amir Khan and Pacquiao last night.
Oh, there was talks with Pacquiao and everybody. I think Pacquiao spent most of his time at that gala dinner that
offering everyone out. Come on, let's have a fight. Come on.
I'll have you all. They won't let me fight in the Olympics. World calls are all motherfucking Olympics right now, motherfuckers. I'll take you all. And that, I think, what Manny was doing. And I want many thanks, Manny, for sending a great message to Tom Welland, yeah, because I think Lee Eaton managed to sort that out. Big kudos, Lee. Answer my text messages, please. And it'd be wonderful to have Lee on the show, and obviously we're going to go and see Tom again and some other bits. But I think he spent most of his time bartering fights, Manny Pacquiao, during that, because everyone's having a row with him. But I just think that it's one of them. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. But guys, let's move on from the Tyson Fury stuff. Don't forget, have your say. Go to the Fighters Talk TV app, all one word. Go to fighterstalktv.com. There's links to the app stores. You can go and get it there. Have your say. Make the vote, and then you can see how your voting stacks up. Remember, it doesn't cost you a coin. We don't sell your personal information. Nothing. There's no adverts, nothing like that. You haven't got to part with that. If there is an advert on YouTube, we can't really help that. But you can watch the fight. You can vote. There you go. Look at that. You can watch the fight. Look at that. Oh. Just press the old play button. You can see it. You can then make it full screen. Michael, buffer there, and off we go. So you can see all of it, okay? And that's actually licensed and registered with each whoever done the filming for the night. So let's move on a little bit from that. So let's talk about Eddie Hearn and the AJ situation. So Eddie knows that he's making no money out of the Usyk Fury fight. The only way he's going to make money out of the heavyweight division at the moment, decent money, is to put AJ up against Fury or someone like that.
Yeah, but I think AJ's got to earn it.
I think he has earned it. I think the fact that he's a two-time...
that last fight, Robert Helenius, that's not an earning fight to me.
Hang on, but no, it's not. But then Robert Helenius was there because
Dillian White found the drugs there because what happened with Dillian White. But AJ has got to fight either Ruiz again or Wilder to get another shot at the title.
Well, I think AJ has to do more. I totally agree with you. But I don't think he's going to fight Usyk. I think what's going to happen, Usyk's going to fight Fury. I don't believe for a minute that fight won't happen. I think it will. I don't believe it's going to happen in December. And we've had breaking news of that it's probably not. Fury was a bit marked up. But I honestly believe Fury needs a bit of rest.
Warren says, doesn't he? He says it's going to happen after Christmas. Fury needs to shut down and switch off from boxing and spend time with his family.
He's got a 5-week-old baby.
He's got 7 kids to jump all over him, so he's got to be at home.
And he likes to go out camping in the caravan. I mean, we've all seen it at home with the Furies. And I actually love Tyson Fury. I really do. And I respect him so much more after that Netflix show to see what life goes through.
And my favourite part of that was when he's in the caravan.
And telling the kids about what he's going to do about the big bad wolf for that.
Yeah. Was it double jab left hook? Just in my head. Fucking hilarious.
That's what he should have done to Francis Ngannou last night. But I think as well that when you've got someone like a good character like Fury and AJ, there is natural chemistry between those two. It's the battle of best of British and all the rest of it. But I think when you look at Eddie Hearn and Eddie, come on, mate, you know, the world knows that AJ is not going to get that title shot next, whether you like it or not. Whether it's not going to happen. Really
he's got to fight. For me, I think he's got to fight Wilder or Ruiz.
Well, he's already done it twice against Ruiz. I don't see the point in
but it's one
Ruiz
apiece.
twice.
It's one apiece.
Yeah, but Ruiz ain't there for me. I think. Do you know what I think? This is my opinion. If Joshua doesn't fight Wilder, then he needs to fight Chang.
Yeah, that's a
what I
good
think.
call. Oh my God, am I feeling alright? I disagree.
He's agreeing. He's agreeing. Get this on camera, guys. He's actually agreeing.
It's a bit hot in here.
Don't forget, if you do want to join in the show, make sure you hit us up in the comments. We'd be happy to take any questions, give you any answers, and our humble opinion on what you want to hear. And take it from here. Don't forget also to download the Fighters Talk TV, all one word app in either the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. I think that in order for AJ to be considered again, that's what needs to happen. But I think this is going to happen. Do I think AJ can win another title? Absolutely. Absolutely. But this is going to happen. Fury is going to face Usyk. Usyk is then going to have to relinquish a couple of belts, no matter win, lose or draw. I just saw your face. You can tell me that in a minute. It's going to relinquish a couple of belts, win, lose or draw. Okay? And then after that, I think that there's to free up some of the titles. And then, there's, of course, whoever goes in next is going to be on the road to undisputed. Then do I think it would be lovely. I believe Tyson Fury, he'll do 2 Usyk fights, possibly the AJ fight, but it depends. But just the 2 Usyk fights, then he fights AJ and then walks away, or just does the 2 Usyk fights and walks away. Whichever you do, Tyson, whatever you do, you have my absolute admiration, respect. A man who does a 12-week training camp, in 5 weeks ago his child was born, bless him. It's very difficult to walk away from that. So there is understandably why Tyson Fury hasn't prepared properly. It's not he didn't use it as any sort of excuse. He came up with no excuse. He did what he did. He won the fight by a point. But you've got to understand what goes on in a man's mind. He's got his lovely babies at home. He's got his nice missus at home. The kids all miss him. He's missing them. He's missing a newborn baby. He's missing out on people growing up.
But you go on like it's the first time he's done it. This is the 7th time he's done it. Away training camps and all that.
Did you judge it? You was like, oh well, that's all right. She was having her 4th kid or having her 3rd kid. You go, no, don't matter. I'm going out. No, it don't work that way, mate. You know it. You've been a dad. You still are a dad. You know what I mean?
Still are a dad.
Yeah, you still are. Yeah. But you're a dad.
7 times over.
No, yeah. And could you walk away from him and go, no, leave her to it?
Now sometimes I feel like, it's
now that's now when they're not doing their own work.
Yeah, look up there in a minute. Do your own work.
Yeah, it's on the internet all bloody night. Yeah. But
that's worse than a smack. No internet.
Yeah, turn the internet off. Yeah, cut it off. But yeah, I think so. Eddie, you know that's not going to happen. I think you've got the Wilder Chang fight. I mean, I give massive kudos to Eddie because he's always happy to talk to us. No questions are off limits. So I will, hopefully, when I see him in Newcastle in 2 weeks' time, I'm going to spend a bit of time and I'm going to put some questions to him. In Eddie's opinion, guys, I will say, and I actually believe Eddie thinks this, that no one wants to see the Usyk Fury fight. Nonsense.
Yeah, well, I've got my questions in my notes ready to fire at him.
Yeah, but what happens in these questions is Max hands them to me to fire.
Yes, because you put them across more
eloquently.
Is it more diplomatic than me? I'm like, oi, you.
Anyway, guys, that brings us to the end of the first Boxing Banter show. Thank you very much, Max. It's been quite fun and entertaining, even though you're wrong again. I will say this. Listen, Tyson, I want to thank you very, very much. You got me a lunch when we go to Newcastle, courtesy of...
So I'm going to do a nice McDonald's up there.
No. Proper dinner. You wanted lobsters, so it's got to be the same the other way around. And don't forget, guys, that we need you to download our app. We need you to enjoy it. We need you to vote on the fights. At the moment, there's 2 on there, and we're going to be adding more. Fighters Talk TV on the App Store, all one word, and of course, fighterstalktv.com. You can click the links on the homepage of the website. Once again, thanks very much. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Share it amongst your friends and be one of our lucky $50 winners that we pick at the end of every month. Thank you very much. We'll see you again next week. Bosh!